All right. Hey, everybody. Sunday night. You know what time it is. Time for FMTV Weekly. I am your host, Peter Brown. Thanks so much for joining us. We're celebrating a win, everybody. We Inter Miami beat up on Orlando City, and we're going to talk about that and more tonight. But, of course, I am not doing this by myself. Please welcome in our best friend, Uncle Ed. Say hey, Ed.
How's it going, guys? Sorry about that little mess up in the beginning right now. I didn't set up my volume too well, so you heard a little of the intro and Peter in the background. It's, we always tend to have these little mishaps, don't we, Peter?
Hey, it's not a perfect product. That's the thing with doing it live. I know there's some YouTubers out there that do these kind of things. They want to edit them and make them perfect and all that, and we're not perfect, and we show it. We're just having fun. We're
imperfect, but we still love doing this and talking football, and there's so much good stuff to talk about, Peter. And look at you wearing your Miami United shirt.
Yeah, I told you guys I found a box of jerseys. So I got this one out. And before we get into other stuff, let's just talk about that real quick. And the reason I decided to put this one on today is because Miami United actually, they played over the weekend and they beat Port St. Lucie 4-0. So wow. Pretty nice. Pretty good on them. Good and stuff. Then they're playing on October 31st. They're playing the Palm Beach Stars, which is a new UPSL club down here. What's interesting, Ed, is some of these UPSL clubs, the way they present themselves now is so professional. If you look up the Palm Beach Stars on Facebook, all their stuff looks very, very pro. And it's cool because it's like lower level soccer's come so much farther than where it used to be. But right. I mean, I have nothing against the Palm Beach Stars, but I'm a Miami United guy.
Well, we were supporting everybody down here in South Florida, and look at me, I'm wearing my Strikers jersey.
Listen. If Palm Beach Stars give me a shirt, I'll wear that too. I'm just.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll wear that too. But anyways, hey Ed, let's say a thank you to our sponsor. So let's say a big thank you to Caneswear. Let's go, everybody. Look, I saw some things online this weekend where people were going to the stadium, and I saw a few people asking, where do I go to get a jersey? Where do I go to get my gear? And some people were saying, hey, go to Kmart or whatever. Forget that. Go to the best place in town on your way to the stadium. Go to Caneswear in Davie. A lot of you guys are coming up from Miami. Perfect. Hop off the turnpike, and take 595 right there to University, and you will be at Caneswear. Great selection of all Inter Miami gear, and mention Futbol Miami TV, and show them some love. But Caneswear is the best place to go for all your Inter Miami gear, and also Caneswear.com if you're a little bit far away from the store.
Good stuff, Caneswear. Yeah, I did notice a lot of people on the social media, particularly I saw it on Twitter. They're asking where do they buy their stuff. Come on, guys. Go to Caneswear.
That's it.
Caneswear.com. That's the place to go. That's where we get our stuff. You guys should too.
All
Peter
right,
Brown, there's a lot of people that are on right now. The very first person was Judge Dredd, the Law, of course. He was the first, and he's right off the bat, he's asking a question. We'll get to that in a bit.
And that's a question he's been hammering home for all season long, is that jersey sponsor.
Yeah, well, we're definitely going to be talking about that in a little bit. First, let me say hello to some more people. Anthony Ornelas, how are you, my friend? Unfortunately, I didn't make it to the game this weekend, Peter.
I was looking for you.
I had family stuff, but I'm going to be at every game. We're supposed to be at every game, Peter, but things come up sometimes, and you can't.
Hey, look, we family first, right? And so I also, believe it or not, was not there, and that looks terrible. Like we're the hosts of these shows and we weren't there. But look, come on, I'm going for Father of the Year award here, so that was more important. My daughter's 16th birthday, so how could I miss that?
Sweet 16, man. Definitely.
Sweet 16, and we couldn't do the Sweet 16 party that we were hoping to do because of the virus. So we did something super, super small here. Had a little pool party in between the rain, which was a challenge. But so yeah, neither one of us were there, but it looked like fun, and I can't wait to go to the last game of the season. So that, obviously, as long as there's no big massive outbreaks or something like that, you imagine that it's gonna, it's the same kind of thing on that game at the last game of the season against Cincinnati.
Yeah, and we're season ticket holders, so they kind of given a priority to season ticket holders.
But Ed, let me ask you a question before we continue on with the guest. Did you get an email from them with this, link for you to buy tickets?
I sure did, Peter. I don't know. There's got to be some reason why your emails aren't going through, but
I did not. I did
one.
not get one. And I've talked to my ticket rep several times, I've given them different emails. Like, okay, that one's not working. I mean, my email that I use for like not soccer related things, just like my family email, I get everything. I mean, I get every political thing that you can imagine. I get every email.
When Tarnisha is happening, come on, Inter Miami.
I don't know. I mean, it's like
famous Peter Brown. Come on.
I mean, I don't want to trash the team or anything, but come on. I mean, I'm not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to my ticket rep on tomorrow. I figured I'd give him the weekend off and like hit him up.
And if you guys don't know who he is, he comes out in that video with us.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He was a great guide in our tour. And if you haven't watched our Inter Miami Stadium tour, please do. What are you waiting for? All 4 parts are out. And later this week, we'll probably put the full, complete video out as well. Just in case anybody wants to see all 45 minutes all together in one shot.
Oh, glorious 45 minutes of us walking around the stadium. It was actually a little bit longer because you actually paused it. So, we took a long tour, Peter.
Yeah, no, the tour was longer than 45 minutes, but there's a few parts that I cut out that were just maybe boring, so, that's it. Actually, it's funny is Eric Thomas, one of our listeners was asking about where the bloopers are, and I'm telling him there's no bloopers. We're pros here. We don't.
Yeah, it went really well. Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, I was surprised too, man. I thought there were going to be a lot of breaks, but we went straight through everything. But Peter, let me keep going with the list.
Except for that one thing you did, but we're not talking about that.
Well, definitely talk about that. But let's go with Alex Z, who's one of the other guys that was here in the beginning as soon as everything. Everybody. This guy right here, the next guy, Peter, is he maybe related to one of the players?
I don't know, Jonathan. Are you related to
Jonathan
him?
Carranza? He's one of our watchers, listeners. We say because we're also we got to keep telling people we also have our podcast, man.
Yeah,
on every podcast, possible in the face of the earth. So
yeah, and I'm sometimes a little slow in getting that up, but that's okay because you can listen to it later in the week. Exactly. But we're getting some listens on there as well, so that's good.
Good stuff. We've also got Jazz Fusion. He's one of our big time listeners, and he's taking us back. A shout out to Spanish Bull and his wife. He unfortunately passed away. He was an Orlando City fan. His team lost this time around, but wherever he's at in the sky, I'm sure he watched. So right. Shout out to his family and all that. We also have One World, One Goal. She's always supporting us. Sorry, Peter, I got a little down after that one. We got B King. B King is another follower of ours that's constantly sending us messages. He was the first person to win something that we gave away. Peter, so.
And it's something interesting he's saying here, boy, yesterday at the stadium, the crowd had a real buzz. Interesting to say that because it was just a little over 2,000 people. I thought they were going to open up the stadium to more, but they opened it up to only a little bit over 2,000 because they considered it a sellout. So they sold everything they were planning on selling. But, it's like, Ed, you and I, you're wearing that Strikers shirt. We have been to so many Fort Lauderdale Strikers games where we would have been excited for 2,000 fans. And still, sometimes 2,000 fans can feel a little empty in a 19,000 seat stadium. So it's great to hear that even though it was a smaller group, there was a real buzz. Everything I've heard was that the supporters clubs were really on fire and doing a really, really great job coming together.
Watching the game on TV, you could hear the crowd, and I was like, "Is that record? Is that a recording?" Because I wasn't sure. I was like, but now everybody's telling me they were really loud, and they built it so it could be loud, Peter. So It's definitely working. You could hear them. Shout out to Ted Sikowski. And,
Orlando is the biggest dump, and everyone who lives there smells like tuna.
Wow, that's Ted Sikowski always opinionated.
I don't know. What do you think about that, Judge Dredd? Because I know you're not necessarily in Orlando, but you're darn close to Orlando. What do you think about that?
He's the closest one for sure, man. But I've never really stopped to try to smell somebody from Orlando, so I wouldn't know. But that's what Ted Sikowski says. Jason Weiss, good seeing him. I follow him on Facebook. I see him taking pictures all the time, so it's good to see him listening to us. There's our boy, Thomas. Eric Thomas. There he is. How you doing, Eric? We also got Peter's favorite name, Jet Pancake.
I like that
Peter's
one.
Favorite food. Yeah. We also have Kata. Nice to see you, man. We've got Jose Velasquez, another guy that listens to us quite a bit and watches us. There's also Angel L. Here's another one of your favorites, Peter. Sean the Fish Slayer. What do you think about that? Nice.
Yeah, I love it. I've lost as far as putting people up on the screen. I've lost where you're at. But
oh man,
yeah.
Okay. You're gonna get this one. We're close to Ted Sikowski again. He's been just typing away today. We got Jose Martinez. He's also with us today. There's a big conversation here. You guys are gonna hear some noise in the background. It's I got my dog here. I got the grandkid over, so it's a heck of a lot of noise over here in the Serrano Uncle Ed residence. We also have Jeff Reed. He's another guy listening to us, watching us, and
found him.
Yeah, we're close to the end, Peter. We're close to the end, and people just keep. Yeah, you guys heard the puppy. Tony's also there, talking about Lego, and that's it for now, Peter.
All right, and Judge Dredd says that he, who lives close to Orlando, smells like arroz con pollo.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Also, I saw something here related to what I was saying. One World is telling me to get a new Gmail address and then try. I've given them every email address. I've given them 3 or 4 different ones. So I don't know.
Yeah, there's only so much you could do, Peter, at this stage.
I don't know. The funny thing is about those emails that I get every email that's like, say, from the team that is like, app related, how they'll send out their kind of like weekly wrap up email where it'll show like all the stories that have been posted and stuff. I get those. I get a lot of stuff except for the stuff that I really want.
And like the tickets.
Yeah, exactly. Like tickets. So I will be reaching out to my ticket rep and just talking to him and seeing because I need this to be rectified so that or at the very least, you know what he did in the past? The reason we got the stadium tour, Ed, was not because like some people got emails to schedule their stadium tour. I did not. My ticket rep was so cool though that he just sent me a text message. So yeah. So they'll figure it out. They'll take care of me. I have faith in them, but I got a problem.
Yeah. Well, let's see what happens. I want to give a big shout out to Almendarez 15. He's a big fan of Inter Miami. He's in Nicaragua, man. Not bad.
Nice.
Oh, he's from Nicaragua. I don't know if he lives in Miami. Yeah, I have to check my. I have to read better, obviously. So
One World, One Goal appreciates our shirts as we're switching it up a little bit today.
Yeah, we definitely are. I got my old Strikers shirt, Peter, and you've got that Miami United.
Yep.
Going.
And I saw here before we go too much further, I wanted to give him an opportunity. I saw that Jonathan Carranza did ask, "Can I ask the first question, please?" Yes, you may. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're just going to wait for you, Jonathan, and we asked you a question, and hopefully you can answer it too. I don't know if he answered it. If it was related to one of our players.
Oh, maybe this is his question? Here's down here at the bottom. What did we do differently yesterday versus Orlando compared to the last game versus Montreal?
We won.
That's it.
That's it. We actually won.
Look, sometimes the games just go in your way. I mean, we were headed down the path of a tie until the very end of the game, where the LGP, brought that, got that, nice header off of Lewis Morgan's corner kick.
Yeah, and well, hopefully we can check that video out, Peter, because the way that
you want to take a look at it.
Yeah, why don't we do it now? Yeah.
All right,
let's check out the game winner, guys, because you guys can, give us your opinion. What do you guys think? There's Peter Brown. Right. Oh, you got the slow motion going. That's cool.
We got the slow motion as he jumps up. Look at that header.
Look at how many people passed by it and missed it. Oh, here's this different angle right there.
Sometimes it's who gets the highest. He wasn't the highest one there.
No, definitely wasn't. But he definitely positioned the ball really well. Shea was there also, man. He could have, he could have probably headed that one in. But the way that he jumped, I don't know if you saw it in the very end of that video. He jumped up, and he was like way over the ball.
What's interesting? Again, I did not. Full transparency, I did not see the game. Right, so not only was I not at the game. I mean, I'm busy at a birthday party, right? Yeah. So I could not. But I did watch all the highlights. I read everything I possibly could. And one of the things I read about, and I saw some photos, was that they're celebrating. And I don't know if you saw this or heard about this, Ed, but they were celebrating, and Blaise Matuidi, some of the players kind of, trailed off, just celebrated real quick and trailed off. And Blaise was, hang on, YouTube just continues to play. For even though we're not playing the video, it continues to play in the background. But anyways, Blaise Matuidi was yelling at other players to come over and continue the celebration, specifically to waste time. Like, that's the professional in him. He knows that, look, the clock's ticking. We need to eat up as much time as we can. It was a total time. And that's that professionalism and showing through the years of experience.
Those seconds count, man. Those are seconds that, will never come back. And he knows it. And that's the way to do it. Now, hopefully the rest of the guys will start looking at what he does, is also do the same thing. But at this point, everybody in soccer knows that's,
Yeah, but I mean, he had to do it. He had to, say, hey guys, get your butt over here and let's celebrate.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. But that goal was incredible, man. I mean, the win at the very last moment is the best. And then you're just scared that they might be able to get a breakaway and score on us. But it worked out fine and dandy for Inter Miami.
Yeah. Hey, we want to go to, since we were talking about our buddy Ted, there is a voicemail from somebody named Ted.
Oh, wow.
So let me find that here, and let's see if we can listen to this. I'm not sure which Ted it is, but we will find out here in just a second. Here's the voicemail.
This is Ted Rivera from Coconut Gables, Florida. And I'm calling because I want to comment on your show. It's great. Good stuff, guys. And as far as Inter Miami goes, you may have mentioned this already, but they're 3-1-1 in the last 5 games. They're actually one of the better teams in MLS over the last 5 games. That's what makes that Montreal loss so heartbreaking. But lastly, I just want to say I think it's strange that whenever a player like Pizarro is out and they win, the people online on social media say, oh, we won because Pizarro's out, or oh, we won because Higuain is out. No, they won despite those guys being out. Those guys are actually both really important players, and they don't win games just because they're out. Anyway, that's my take. And I think they're going to make the playoffs. Take care, guys.
All right. All right. Yeah, it's funny as he said, it's just natural. And I think when we were thinking of titles, this title may have come up as like, do we need Higuain? Is Higuain really necessary because he wasn't playing? And that is just the natural thing we all do when somebody's out and we win. Or like, well, guess we don't need him. And what I really want to see is I want to see it all together, right? Because we haven't really seen them all together yet.
Right. Well, I think what's the one game where they actually did play together?
But barely. I mean, Higuain was barely integrated into the team, so now he's had time. And so I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it now where they're really there. They know they should have a better understanding of each other at this point and see how Pizarro may link up with Higuain and how Blaze, who's sometimes on or off, but he's looking better and better in that midfield the more it's going. So and I'd like to see how it's all together. And did you see how the celebration from Alonso after that goal?
Oh yeah, he was right. He ran, I think, all the way to the stands. He took a long distance, that's for sure, and he was pumped up. And I guess he knew that we were going to win after that. So that's always great to see the coach being fired up by that. And Peter, there you got the number going down there. Call now 555-5555.
Oh, geez, that's me experimenting with the wrong number. How about that?
I was trying to point down, and I guess
let's just hide that then. Let's just hide that because I was playing around with stuff, and I guess I just typed in a demo number.
Well, that's easy number to remember. I'm sure that
if it actually went anywhere, that'd be great. I could fix it.
For sure. Well, we'll give you guys the number in a bit, guys. So don't dial that number. Or if you do dial that number, let us know who answers.
Who answers?
Yeah, let's see. And Jason's even making fun of the number 555-5555. So
that's what you type when you're not sure.
Ted Sikowski's putting the number out. Is that the correct number? No, it's not. I wonder what number.
888. Call a cab.
Wow.
Yeah, all right. Well, I got to go look it up. I don't remember what it is. But we could do it another day. And Ted was saying, yes, they played once before Higuain and Pizarro. But you get my point. Is I want to see them when they're comfortable with each other, which should be now.
Right. They should be better together. But Peter, what do you think about their playoff chances now? A lot of people are saying that we're going to get in. We're barely. If you see the standings, we're right on the edge. Everybody's kind of close, though. Everybody could possibly, overtake us if we start losing again. Are you confident that we're going to be able to actually make the playoffs?
Confident? No, I'm not as confident as Ted Rivera is. But I you could see up on the screen here. Let me see if I can even enlarge that a little bit. This is the standings as they are right now. Chicago did us a favor by tying this weekend, so that we're in that playoff spot. So we've got a few games to go. Wednesday against Dallas. I think Dallas has been losing a lot lately, so that it's good for us. And then Toronto is always strong. I don't. I'm not sure how we'll do there. And then of course we finish off fairly lucky to finish off with Cincinnati, which they've had up and down times. Where are they at here? So they're dead last. So that is perfect for us to finish off. Toronto. Here's a good thing though. Toronto's clinched already. So the fact that Toronto's clinched, they could potentially rest some players, and that could benefit us. So
who's made it, Peter, so far? Who's already advanced? I know Orlando's one of them.
So the teams that it looks like they have an X, meaning they've advanced, would be Philadelphia Union, Toronto, Columbus Crew, and Orlando in that last spot for the clinch.
Gotcha.
So Orlando, congratulations to them. They've been the first year ever that they're good. So it took them a long time. Hopefully it does not take us that long and we could get into the playoffs. So I think you're asking me how I feel about it. I'm cautiously optimistic. I think we could definitely do it. But they have to. They're riding on a high, like Ted had mentioned. He's saying they're one of the better teams in MLS now. If you're just looking at the record, and there it is. Ed found a phone number.
Yeah, there's 786-474-4435. You guys could still be live. If you guys want to leave us a message, we'll play it tonight if you guys hurry up.
Right. So what do you think the chances are here of making the playoffs? Obviously they have to get points. 2 games on the road it's not easy. So, what do you think the chances are that we're going to see this team in the playoffs first year? Luckily, because of the 2020 season the way it is, more teams are getting in. So it's we're lucky.
Right. We will be lucky if we get it in. I don't know. I'm not as positive as you and Ted Rivera are, but for me it's a toss up. It's hopefully we're in the players, like you said, are meshing better together, and though we can get some away wins, but it's still an uphill battle, Peter. I got to watch what other games are happening, what the other teams are looking like, so that we can determine if we actually do have a shot at it. Man, we depend on the other teams as well.
Of course.
So that the teams below us keep losing, and maybe we can get some help with some of the ones that are just above us. If some of those guys could lose, and we need to continue to win. So that's going to be
funny question here. One goal saying, yes, Eric, where is that Burger King Orlando fan? I'm still hungry. Because I did see him online, and I forget what his name was. I know he was a guest on the show, and I saw him posting something, kind of poking fun at us after Higuain had gotten the red card. So I definitely saw that. And, exactly where are you at now? All right, here, Ed, we do have another voicemail. I'm not sure who this is, but it looks like it's from Broward County. Let's listen. Okay, that's no voicemail was left. All right, got another one from California. Let's listen to this one.
Hello, I'm from Downey, California. My name is my question is, if Inter Miami gets eliminated, who will be your second team to go for in the playoffs? And second question, who do you think will win the cup this year?
So second team, who would be your second team, Ed, if your team gets knocked out of the playoff race? Is there another team that you would actually root for?
I personally would probably root for an LA team because I'm from LA originally. Definitely would not support Orlando just because they're a rival. And you probably would, Peter, because you're a closet Disney fan.
I like Disney, and that was the funny thing of me making the thumbnail today, because me putting a Mickey. I was Googling for a sad-looking Mickey, and I thought that was funny because I love Disney. Orlando City and Disney are separate.
Right. It is a Mickey Mouse Club, but
But see, okay, I wrote that, because you gave me that title and I liked it. I thought it was fun, but. I think it's funny when everybody says, "Oh, that's a Mickey Mouse this," like that's a dig. They're one of the most successful companies in the world, right?
Yeah, but it's a Mickey Mouse.
So how is that a negative? How is being successful a negative?
Because it's everything there is make believe, and this is like a make believe team who, up to this point, up to this season, never made the playoffs. It's kind of like a joke, a little dig, and.
It's also a company that has a saying, when you wish upon a star, and it looks like Orlando may have finally gotten their wish, right? They
wished upon that star because they're actually in the playoffs now.
It took them a long time. They were really wishing hard, and they finally are going to make it into the playoffs.
Yeah, and this year they finally came up on top. But Peter, I can't support them. I can't support, even though they're a Florida team, we're trying to make this a rivalry. We still haven't gotten to that stage, I think, where it's become a big rivalry.
Ted's coming at me. Peter loves Orlando more than Lauderhill and Miami and Fort Lauderdale and Inter Miami and the Strikers and the Fusion.
Wow. So
I definitely love Orlando more than Lauderhill because I moved from there. I don't live there anymore. So I definitely, screw them.
Right.
But
where are you now, Peter? So people can narrow it down and,
Coconut
stalking you.
Coconut Creek. Jason
Wasn't
Visa saying
Rivera, what's his name? Ted's brother, I think.
Yeah.
From there.
Jason Visa is telling me to stop defending them. I'm not defending the team, just the company. They laid off 28,000 people, which stinks.
Ooh,
but
that's it.
And exactly, who doesn't like Disney? Come on. According to Kata's, bringing this back up again. They smell like tuna.
They smell like tuna, and that's that's the rumor.
So maybe Jonathan Carranza is saying maybe I'm the Julian Carranza's long lost cousin.
Jonathan, if I were you, I'd stick with that
story.
Own it. Yeah, own it, man. You guys got the same last name. Just say you guys are cousins, even though you're not. Maybe you'll be able to get into the stadium for free. Who knows? Just say he's your cousin.
Right.
You got the proof. Carranza.
Yeah, put Carranza on the back of your shirt, and you're like, everybody thinks you're cheering for the guy, but no, you just got your name. Right. Oh, speaking of names on the backs of shirts, Ed.
Uh-oh.
This came up last week because I saw a few comments online after our stadium tours. And again, if you haven't seen the stadium tours, go log in and check them out. They're pretty fun. But everybody noticed the fact that you have the number 69 on the back of your shirt. Yeah. And, we're all adults here. It's a little strange, Ed, I got to admit. It's not like me. So if I put the number 69 on the back of my jersey, that's the year I was born. Right, so there's a real reason behind it. Please explain yes, I'm old, Ed. Please explain to the audience here that why you have, and I think you might have an example with you, right?
I do. I've been wearing that number for a very long time. Before now I've seen a couple people in the stadium wearing 69. I was like, what? As a matter of fact, I was getting my one of my Inter Miami jerseys done. And of course, they were putting the number 69 on it. And there was this girl, I think she was from Vice City, and she was doing the same thing. I was like, wait a second, that's my number. But there's a lot of people using it now, and they're doing it as a joke or whatever. But look, here's proof that I've had it for a long time. Look at that.
Yeah, it's
that Strikers jersey.
That doesn't answer why.
Well, I've been using it. It was all in jest, and as
basically,
a matter of fact,
admit that you're just a dirty old man, Ed.
I'm a dirty old man. I'm just going to say, just put a picture right now. Guys, do a capture on my picture and say dirty old man right here. Yeah, that's the reason why I did it, Peter. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to run for office or anything. But that's why I did it, back in the day. And I stuck with the number. As a matter of fact, it's my Twitter handle. And, so I've had it for a very long time. So I just said, hey, I'm going to stick with it. And
all right.
There's your story, guys.
All right. There's your story for anybody that was asking why this pervert has number 69 on the back of his shirt.
My wife was asking the same thing, Peter, by the way. Why do you always use that number? And I was just like, it's just my favorite number.
Well, see, but
there you go.
I mean, she's not, I don't know. She's not from around here, so maybe you could tell her some bogus story.
Well, that's what I told her, the whole yin and yang thing and blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh.
The yin and yang, that's a new one.
Yeah, well, dude, so, that's the reason why I told her that.
All right. I get it. But all right, Ed. Hey, Kevin Gonzalez is saying, hey, guys, great show. As always, had to miss the game yesterday because of USPS work commitment. Maybe getting all those ballots and mailing in all those, getting all those ballots mailed,
Make sure mine gets there.
Mine too. I voted via mail as well. So yeah, remember to vote, everybody. It's coming.
Everybody should vote, no matter who you pick. It's your right. As a veteran, I'm telling you, you got to do it.
Yeah.
Everybody get out there. That way you can't complain. If the one that you didn't vote for or didn't get to vote for loses or whatever, it's your fault, man, because you didn't.
That's what I always say. Look, I mean, I'm sure a lot of us will disagree with each other. I mean, it's a very polarizing topic, but you can't really complain if you don't actually cast a vote. So shut up if you don't cast a vote.
Peter and I have different political views, but soccer is what unites us.
Look,
we never talk politics.
I have a different political view from like everybody I know on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I don't even talk politics on my Facebook.
I don't either. I don't either.
I don't even touch that. Mm-hmm.
I post pictures of my daughter and promote this show. That's it. That's social media
I've been doing there, man. That's
right.
good.
All right. So I think we. Sebastian is saying what about the second question?
What was the second question?
Oh, I was trying to remember. Who do we think will actually win the entire cup? Orlando has a chance.
They do have a chance, but I think I just saw Philadelphia destroy Toronto, man.
Philadelphia might be the strongest team. But you know who's also starting to heat up again is LAFC. They got Vela is back. I was watching some highlights. All of a sudden, they're starting to wake up at the right time.
Well, that's the team I was starting to say that I was probably support. I was actually born in Los Angeles.
Right.
And those guys are just on fire. Not like the other LA team, though.
Talk about that for a second.
Chicharito, man.
But everybody thought Scalato would be a great coach.
And I think he was, man. I think he was. It just,
what happened?
There's just things that just don't they don't work. I don't know if he actually picked the players. Well, I'm sure he did, but
he had input. He's been there long enough.
He brought in Pavone, which is a great player, probably the best player on the team.
He looks good.
When Zlatan was there, they were on fire. But they put in Chicharito, who's not a Zlatan. He's a good player, but he's just, Zlatan was like their point man. He was, throw a center and he'll score it. Chicharito's not that. He's definitely a shorter guy, and he's just not. He's hasn't been able to mesh well with the team, and he's not scoring. He's not doing very much. So.
Yeah, I'm surprised at how bad they look. I expected a lot of great things from Scalato. He's a great player. I know he had success in Argentina, and I expected a lot of great things from him. I'm surprised that he can't get this team together. They've got some good players. It's surprising to me, really surprising. And I thought Chicharito, while he may not be a Zlatan, I still expected him to do well in this league.
Yeah, I thought he was going to tear it up, but he hasn't.
Right.
Is he going to stay for the next season because he's been so bad? There's going to be a big shakeup there. I think Scalato's got.
Oh, Scalato's going to be gone if they don't make the playoffs. He's gone, and they're right there. If we go back to that standings, if we go and look in the West, where is LA? Dead last.
Wow, and
they're not making the playoffs. There's not. I mean,
yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to make it, Peter. So, they're not. I don't think they're going to make it. So, there it is. I think he's at the end of the season. That's it. It's over.
All right, so I'm behind on – I know there's a lot of new comments, but I'm behind on comments. Here's another one from Eric Thomas. Eric is saying, Uncle Ed in downtown Peter Brown on related news. Are you guys going to root for Tampa Bay Rowdies next weekend? They're a championship, the USL championship game against I think Louisville.
Yeah. This team.
It's a tough one.
This team that we supported was a big rival of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. I can't see myself ever rooting for the Rowdies.
Me neither. I like some of the people there. I know there's some last time I was in that stadium, we had several people come up to us, that watch the show and that are fans of what we do, and so that makes me want to like it more. I mean, let's see. If you like what we do, I might like you, right?
Right.
The ego works like that. But the team, on the other hand, I spent too long hating them. And going to the stadium, I went to that stadium one time where I wasn't sure if I was there with my wife and my daughter and wasn't sure about our safety wearing a Fort Lauderdale Strikers shirt in that stadium. It was pretty abusive, relationship between Strikers fans and Tampa fans for so long. I mean, that's hard to turn around and cheer for them now.
Yeah, I just can't do it, Peter, because it's I'm just never been a fan of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. I don't think I'll ever be. It's kind of like Orlando. They're just I can't bring myself to root for them no matter what.
I'm just not a fan of Tampa in general. Tampa's a hellhole.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some nice areas in Tampa. I think St. Pete is nice, and that's just outside of Tampa. But Tampa itself is a dirt, Anyways.
It smells like fish also, like Orlando?
Or
tuna?
It smells like a dumpster. I mean, it's I don't know. It's a dump. All right, here we have some more voicemail. We asked for it. We got it. Here's one from Broward.
What's up, Peter? What's up, Uncle Ed? Just wanted to leave a voicemail saying that yesterday was a great game. I was there. The atmosphere was amazing. And it was actually my first time going to Lockhart Stadium, so it was even better. And it's actually weird because my first time going there, it was a win. So maybe I should go every game now, and maybe they'll win.
Yeah.
To answer your question, I don't know if I'm related to Julian Carranza. Hopefully I am. I'm hoping I am. And if I really want his jersey, because right now I have the replica jerseys. But I'm hoping to get one with his last name on it. All right, Peter. All right, Ed. It was nice talking to you guys, and I hope to get a win on Wednesday.
All right, Jonathan,
all right,
good stuff. Mm-hmm.
You know what I like about that call, Ed? He's clearly a young guy, right? You can tell by his voice he's a young guy, and he's still calling it Lockhart. Good job.
Yeah, because everybody remembers that, man. It's easier than Inter Miami CF Stadium.
That's a mouthful.
So,
That's a mouthful.
It's a little long. But we do have those T-shirts, right, Peter? The
Still call it Lockhart. There,
Lockhart.
We have the link in the show notes.
We if you guys want to check that out, that's a design made by Peter Brown. Peter Brown makes those shirts.
Not much.
So check them out.
It's simple. All right, another voicemail here. Hey, look, I love when you guys leave a lot of voicemails. It makes the show a lot more interactive. I'm sure there's comments that I haven't gotten to, but let's go with another voicemail here.
Hello, it's me again, Sebastian Alejandro Arracarera. I'm from Downey, California. I'm an LA Galaxy fan, and I'm curious. Do you think it was a bad move getting Chicharito, paying him the most money in MLS standards in history? It's ridiculous that he only scored one goal and that game we lost, and we're paying him that much. Do you find that ridiculous too? Thank you. Bye.
I mean, it's ridiculous, but you're gambling, right? You're hoping for more. What do you think, Ed?
Well, yeah, I think he said Downey, California. I went to high school in Santa Fe High School, which is right next to Downey. So just so
nice.
You know, yeah, my nephew I believe he still lives in the Downey or Bell Gardens around there somewhere. So, shout out to everybody over there. But I agree. They paid a lot of money for Chicharito, and he's not scoring. He's not, making this thing work. Should they pull the plug? I think they're going to pull the plug on the coach for sure. Mm-hmm. I feel bad because
he's going to go first.
I think he did a somewhat good job, but this year they were terrible. Or maybe they're going to give him a life sign because it's 2020 and it was just one of those years and it was a short tournament. But if the team if he does stay, I don't think he's got too many games to go in the beginning of next season. If the team still sucks, he's going to be out, and Chicharito might be out as well. So they might just revamp the whole team, the coaches, and start from scratch.
Yeah, more questions. Eric Thomas asking, would you guys ever see yourselves rooting for Atlanta if they make it to the playoffs? Here's my thing. I don't see myself supporting any other MLS team if Inter Miami doesn't make it to the playoffs. I'll watch the games, but I just don't see myself really cheering for anybody. You know who it would maybe be? The only possibility would be kind of like the worst team, right? Cheer for the worst team, which
Cincinnati.
Yeah, but I mean, Cincinnati's not going to make it. I'm saying the worst team that makes it, right? Cincinnati's not making it in the playoffs.
Like
Come on.
Orlando.
But they're not the worst team this year. They're up in the they're not the front runner per se, but they're playing good. They've got a great coach. It might be actually Atlanta. Atlanta, if they were to make the playoffs, might be one of the worst teams because they're not good this year. They've got their interim coach, and they don't have a DP right now. They're a shell of what they used to be. So but I don't know. I have a hard time cheering for another team that we may play against. So I have no problem cheering for another team in another league. Technically, I could get behind, say, Tampa or something like that if I didn't have some previous hatred for that team, right? But if it was a different team
Nashville.
in Florida, or if it was like another Florida team, I would get behind more Florida-based teams. I'm a Florida boy, right? So if there was another Florida team in another league, I could see myself cheering for them. Look, I cheer for Miami United, but if Palm Beach Stars did well in the UPSL, I'd cheer for them. I know it's a low level, but hey, I like all soccer at all levels. Right. But I don't see myself cheering for just another MLS team because that's a team we may face against, and I hate them all.
Right, and I happen to, think the same way. I mean, even though you did say Florida teams that you would support, you already said Tampa, you wouldn't support them.
I wouldn't. So who else is there? Right, it's Miami FC, right?
Right.
It's like your lower level. You're
Miami United.
Right. But as far as like the next level below MLS, really, we got Miami FC, right? Because I'm not going after Tampa, right? So I would cheer for Miami FC if they were moving on. But here's the question: is if I and I've got some Miami FC stuff. I was wearing their shirt last week, but if and I've got their mug and all that, so I'm a fan. But if they play Inter Miami, it's Inter Miami. Going for Inter Miami, right? I'm
kind of the same way, man. Because think about it, and this is one of the things that I was talking about earlier with my wife. She was saying, you guys are we're basically one of the guys that we pushed to bring a soccer team to Miami, to South Florida, an MLS team, and we didn't get to go to the games. And so she was like kind of making fun of me, like, "Oh, you guys, after all those years of pushing for the team to show up, we didn't even go to the last game, Peter."
I know, and how sad is that? But look, I always say family's got to come first. So you got to do what you got to do. Look, I've missed back in the day when our team was Fort Lauderdale Strikers. I knew I would miss at least one game a year, and that was because my daughter would have a ballet recital, and I don't care who the team was playing against. I don't care where they were in the standings or who what that game meant. I wasn't going.
Yeah. And back when I was younger, back in the Fusion days. That's I used to go to every game. I think I missed in the 4 years. I may have missed maybe 5 games.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Fusion, I was at pretty much every game.
And I lived in Kendall back then, so that's a long trek up to Fort Lauderdale. I put a lot of miles on my Cherokee back in the day.
Yeah. Eric cutting hard here.
Uh-oh.
Peter, would you root for him or she FC? They're a South Florida team. LMFAOOOO. So for those that don't know, him or she FC is a lower level team, lower than UPSL. They're in the Gold Coast Soccer League. I think it's what it's called. They're a fan-owned team, run by 2 particular brothers that we know very, very well. The Reese brothers who hate everything Inter Miami and are vicious towards anything Miami, Inter Miami, and the most venom you can spew they do online, and it's kind of funny because nobody cares. Although they're good guys, but the venom they spew, nobody really cares. So that is a valid question because we've had our battles with them. Would I support them? And I will surprise you, Eric Thomas. I'm not currently, but in the past 2 years, I was an owner of him or she FC. So you too could become an owner of it because it's a fan-owned team. So basically, it's like, you pay like $20-$25, whatever it was, and you're now technically an owner. So I was an owner for 2 years. I did not renew this year, but maybe I will. Maybe I will. So I was an owner.
Yeah,
so then, yes,
awesome.
I guess I would have to support them.
There you go. There's your answer, Eric Thomas. And Peter's he's always supported every team in South Florida, almost every team.
Ted Sikowski says, I would never support Hummer Reese Brothers FC. Look, I've had many disagreements with them. We don't see eye to eye on some of the South Florida soccer stuff, but I can appreciate and I can respect the fact that they have gone and really have are decided to own a team. They were unhappy when the Strikers folded, so they said we will create a South Florida soccer team that's in remembrance to the Fort Lauderdale Strikers. I can respect that.
They have the same colors, didn't they?
They do have the same color scheme on purpose, and they embrace some of the stripes, not to the level of the shirt you're wearing, but
right.
they do embrace it. And so, yeah, I respect that. They didn't just sit there and complain. They did something about it, right? They got active. They got involved. So while I don't agree with them on many, many things, I can respect that.
That's cool. That's cool stuff, Peter. And it's kind of funny because I have this, bringing out my jersey again. And, unfortunately, it's been folded up for a while. But you could see there's like where it was folded, you could see there's there's a J of the Joma thing. There you go. Of this thing right here.
Mm-hmm.
So, the quality, I guess, wasn't the best.
Right.
There's a J right there now. And that's because it was folded in a certain way. So it's kind of like, I'm afraid even to wash it because it's going to get, messed up again. But I just wanted to bring that up because it's been mothballed for such a long time, and hopefully your jerseys aren't the same way. It was folded up nicely, and unfortunately, when I pulled it out, I realized it's starting to fall apart, and it was in great shape before I put it away.
Mine were only folded up for like 2 months, so they should be all right. They'll go back to the closet.
So just to let people know, don't fold them up. Better to hang them. That's what I'm going to do because I don't want them to go bad.
All right, Judge Dredd is putting some pressure on us as we near the end of the show. Shirt sponsor, please. Any ideas? So there's been no official talk outside of what we heard about before with the airline, Qatar Airways. But that deal's got to be dead because what airline is going to sponsor something now? I know that like Qatar sponsors other teams, but there's an existing contract. I don't see any airline or any travel industry really starting off any new kind of contract for sponsoring of things.
They should have taken the deal before this thing happened. They could have done it earlier, but they didn't. A lot of people are criticizing though, so maybe that's what.
Another big shirt sponsor for South Florida that would make sense would be Carnival Cruise Lines, but that falls in that same category. I don't see them sponsoring anybody now, and their ships aren't floating, and they may not start floating until sometime middle of next year. So it's some talk.
Crazy, man. That's sad.
So to answer what do you think, Ed? Who would you like to see, taking all things into consideration, the flight, the COVID-19? I almost said the flight 19, like that's the disease. It goes back to the Reese brothers. What do you think? Who could we see as a sponsor?
Somebody that's still doing somewhat strong. Something that people have to buy no matter what. Could be food. Publix.
Publix let's pause there. Publix makes so much sense. Now they may not because they're a sponsor of Orlando as well. Like in the stadium, they sponsor both teams. But that would make so much sense. Somebody like Publix has been making a killing in this, pandemic time. Places like Walmart are making a killing. There's like your big box stores that may not be doing as well. But these places that we have to buy our necessities because we're at home and we're eating all of our snacks and our goodies, so we got to go buy more. Because we're home. I'm spending more on coffee, and I got you. Judge Dredd, I'm spending more on coffee than ever before because I'm working from home. I'm drinking coffee throughout the day. In the past, I would have like 1 cup of coffee, and then I head to the office and I drink the company's coffee. Now I got to buy coffee. So I know one of Judge Dredd's, I guess the number one choice he has would be Cafe Bustelo.
And I would totally support that too. People are drinking a lot of coffee nowadays. I drink coffee all the time. It could be those guys. It could be, what's the other one that I also drink? There's so many different brands. I mean,
it doesn't necessarily need to be a local company. I know I would love for it to be a local company. Some people have mentioned Ultimate Software because they sponsor the Heat's warm-up jerseys, I believe. They're a big company down here.
Burger King.
Tony is saying T-Mobile because they got the right colors.
Well, it's magenta, remember?
I do know because T-Mobile, I work with, they're one of our clients. So I do work on some of T-Mobile's merchandise. And so they are very particular. You cannot call it pink. It is magenta.
Yeah, if they decide to call it pink, then it would be perfect.
No, but it's still close enough.
But it's close enough. And like I said, Burger King's another one. That's a local company.
It is locally owned.
So, and they're doing pretty well because everybody's got to eat. So, what other company can you think of, Peter?
I don't know, but Cado wants it to be La Carreta.
Hey, talk about food.
Yeah, but they're not big enough. They're not big enough to write that kind of check. I mean, if I remember correctly, the deal that was rumored with Qatar Airways was, if I remember correctly, it was like $240 million.
Yeah,
but we didn't know for how many years that was. So La Carreta, while it's a great local restaurant, they have multiple locations. I remember the location in Pembroke Pines. I used to go to that location off of University, I think it is, in Pembroke near Pines Boulevard. I don't know if it's still there or not. I haven't been in that neighborhood in quite a while. But they're just not a big enough company.
Yeah, I think they're probably worth $250 million.
How about this one? Jason Vies is saying booby trap?
Oh, well, a lot of guys would probably be okay with that. It just might not look good on the jersey, Somebody had said Hooters and
Hooters, yeah.
There you go.
I don't know if that's the branding that the team wants. Pollo Tropical does make a lot of sense. Are they a big enough company to strike that kind of check? I don't know, but it makes sense.
Not sure, but they definitely, everybody likes to eat there, so why not?
I like this one, Ed. Richard Greenberg is saying Hard Rock Casino. And Hard Rock Casino, actually, up in Tampa, they do sponsor the Tampa Bay Rowdies. So they're in the soccer game a little bit.
They just need to do it over here. I don't know if they got that type of money too, though, Peter.
They do. Tony, Toys R Us is out of business.
Yeah, that's a good one, Tony. But yeah, I don't think they're around anymore. So, and then that was a heartbreaker for me when I saw the Toys R Us closing down because we grew up with Toys R Us and the giraffe. What was his name? Jeffrey, I think?
Jeffrey. Dude, I was a total Toys R Us kid, although I go a little bit before Toys R Us because back in the day, Lionel Play World was the place.
Oh,
and
wow.
Yeah. It was on 441 and around, again, Hollywood Boulevard area. And it was great. And Toys R Us put them out of business. But then my mother worked for Toys R Us and was in management for Toys R Us for a good 10 years or so. So Toys R Us was in my family.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, man. It was fun going there. When my son was little, we didn't have much money. We would just go to Toys R Us and just go look at stuff. Yeah, it's like, okay, we're not buying anything. We're just making like our Christmas wish list. We'll just walk through the store. Have fun at Toys R Us, man. It'd be great.
Good stuff, man. It's sounds like me at a comic book store. There's actually a comic book store that actually where you used to live. There's that one
exactly.
Big one.
That's a great store.
Yeah.
One World, One Goal is saying Samsung or Apple would be good, and it sounds like we might have another voicemail here that she's bringing to my attention.
All right, well, let's see what Martha has to say. You guys know she's one of our biggest supporters.
We'll play the last voicemail of the night.
Hey, Peter and Uncle Ed, and who used to be Chi-Chi, and Ricky Ricardo. This is a great show. I know you cheer everybody up, and we're looking forward to meeting all the fans in person. And Jonathan Carranza, I will try to make it happen for you to meet that player and maybe get the shirt. we really look forward to next year. Like Ed, I had never missed a Fusion game. I only missed one when my dad had to go to the hospital. But other than that, we were diehard fans, and I think a lot of people didn't go this time because, first of all, hardly any tickets, and second of all, some people are still in quarantine or have elderly parents or what have you. So I look forward to going next year. Not able to go this year, but I think we're going to have some really fun fan events, and we'll get to meet everybody. We'll have a special party just for fans of this channel. Look, I'm already planning your party, Sid.
I like it.
But we'll have a big barbecue in the parking lot, and the great days are going to come. You're going to see it's going to be so much fun. So welcome to all the fans, young and old. Ciao.
I like that. She's our event planner now.
Nice. I like that. And definitely, Martha, we appreciate you for watching and supporting us throughout the years. You supported us back in the Ultras Alive shows that we did, our podcasts, which you guys could listen to. Yeah. If you go where, Peter?
Well, you can listen to the last 4. Okay. Other than that, I've got to pay for that subscription service again to get the rest.
Okay,
they're holding them hostage. They're holding them hostage.
Right?
They're there. Okay, they're there. They're just holding them hostage. I wanted to download them and put them on the website, and I could only do the 4. Oh, I might do it. I might pay for 1 month and then just be busy downloading everything so that they can live on. But yeah, we had like 6 years of shows. So
yeah, that's a lot of stuff with great interviews and stuff. Peter, we should start doing that again. I'm thinking we're going to start doing the interviews once the season's up.
Okay.
We'll start doing that, but let's concentrate on finishing up this season. Hopefully, we can get out to some of the games, like was our plan in the beginning. We were also going to travel with the teams. Obviously, it's not going to happen this year, but next year. We're going to rack up those freaking flyer miles, right? At least I will.
You will. I mean, it's a little harder on me. Harder on me that.
To try to cover as much as we can.
Yeah. Eric Thomas is asking One World if this party is going to be adjacent to the Southern Legion party. Asking for a friend. Yeah, why not? Because we're all members, all 3 of us. Eric Thomas, myself, and Ed are all members of Southern Legion. So yeah, it'll be next to it. Yeah. So, all right, some other great ideas that were thrown in the chat as well for sponsors. Fun conversation, fun topic. We could do this again. We could do almost a whole show on this. There's a lot of supermarkets, Bravo, Sedano. I don't think any of them are big enough companies to be the shirt sponsor. Target clearly is.
We should tell Presidente, this Presidente Supermarkets as well, which I think our good friend Fernando Fiora might be involved with, since he's the Presidente. So let's talk to him next time. Maybe that can happen.
All right. Yeah. That's lots of good stuff coming in. And Kata's asking which kit will change, home or away. I would say, real quick, we're about to wrap up the show, but I will say this. I would hope both of them change, but normally that doesn't happen. They go on 2-year increments. But I would say the black jersey is going to change because that was the 25th anniversary shirt. It doesn't make sense to wear that on the 26th year.
Right.
The entire league has a variation of that shirt. So I would imagine they all get changed. Now, it may get changed to just as boring of a shirt as our white shirt is. It could be all black and boring like the white one, but I would still say I think that one changes out.
Gotcha.
All right, everybody. Hey, that's it, Ed. We did good work tonight. Thank you, everybody in the chat room, for having some fun with us. You make this show a lot of fun. You keep it live. You keep us on our toes. And if we make a mistake, you're there to correct us. And we appreciate that because we get stuff wrong all the time.
All the time.
That's what we do. So... And thank you to our sponsor. Thank you to Caneswear. To go to caneswear.com. Go to the store in Davie if you want to know where to get all your best Inter Miami stuff. That's the place. They're our friends, and let's support local businesses in this day and age. We really need to do that. I know we're talking about big, massive companies as far as shirt sponsors, but take care of your smaller little mom and pop shops as well. So there's that. Awesome. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you next week.